What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is country number 2 of my Euro trip. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel because we got 4 more countries on the way. So this footage is actually starting on day number 2. We landed in Berlin the day before around 5 p.m. and we're on 36 hours of no sleep, so I was not in the mood to film. When we woke up, we googled the most popular breakfast spots in Berlin and agreed upon a place called Father Carpenter. It had good reviews and it was near the hotel, so it was perfect. The place was packed and there was a 30-minute wait, but it was worth it. Kim ordered a regular French toast and I got some pulled pork on a slice of bread. The food was mad good but a little pricey. Everything came out to about $40. And just when we were about to finish eating, mad bees came out of nowhere and were all up on our food. Yo, on this entire trip, bees were like flies. If y'all know why it's like that in Europe, please let me know in the comments below. After breakfast, we took an Uber over to the Berlin Wall. Yo, mad embarrassing. When we got out the car, I was kind of following Kim because I was looking around confused like, yo, where's the wall at? They had a really nice setup because they had several little parks like this that were kind of like memorial sites for the people who died. The Berlin Wall cut through the middle of the city center and surrounded West Berlin from 1961 to 1989. The wall was designed to prevent people from escaping communist East Berlin to West Berlin. The walls were covered with barbed wires with several watchtowers throughout. East Berlin was occupied by the Soviet Union and West Berlin was occupied by the United States, France, and the United Kingdom. I thought it was pretty cool that you can walk up these steps for free and get a dope view of this part of the wall. If you noticed in the back, you can see the TV tower. It's the tallest building in Berlin and you can basically see it from anywhere in the city. This is the other side of the park, and I thought it was pretty cool of them to have the faces of the people that died because of the Berlin Wall. The biggest thing I got from the city is that it owns its dark past. Most countries don't acknowledge their wrongdoing and just sweep it under the rug. Berlin's a massive city and it's extremely spread out. In 3 days here, I spent about $150 in Ubers, and that's not including what Kim spent either. It's not a cheap city and I didn't expect it to be. If you come here and you're trying to save some money, just take the subway because they're everywhere. This was the first time I saw pipes above ground. I'm a geek for random stuff like this and I thought this was only in Russia due to cold weather. This is the other side of the Berlin Wall, about 10 minutes from where we just were, called the East Side Gallery. It's really popular as different artists from across the world graffitied murals for tourists to admire. The main reason I wanted to come here was for the famous painting of the 2 men kissing. Pause. It's known as the Socialist Fraternal Kiss, and basically one dude was from the Soviet Union and the other dude was from East Germany. When you come here, you gotta be mad patient because there's gonna be mad people trying to take pictures with it in the background. We came in August and bruh, I promise I'll never go to Europe again in the summer. It was so hot. Even by the water we were trying to get a breeze, but nothing. I was walking around with mad back sweat. It got uncomfortable quick. These riverboat hostels were pretty cool and I'd never seen them before. I looked at the prices online and a shared room costs about $25 a night, whereas your own private room costs about $50 a night. Across the street we got some souvenirs and the prices were very reasonable. I got 2 sculptures of the Brandenburg Gate and they were about $15 total. We were pretty hungry so we made our way to the famous food market. For all you foodies out there, I'm gonna let y'all watch this in peace because this place had all different types of cuisines from different countries. Once we ate those Tibetan dumplings, which were fire by the way, we made our way over to the Holocaust Memorial. There's just over 2,700 of these concrete slabs, and you can walk around them like a maze, but that's really it. I still recommend coming here to check it out. It just happens to be a 2-minute walk from the Brandenburg Gate. I mean, this was the reason I was most hyped to come to Berlin. I needed that IG picture with it in the background. You feel me? I should have filmed it, I wasn't thinking, but they had a Julian Assange protest here. I don't know if it was the anniversary of his arrest or a random assembly, but there were a couple hundred people there in support. Pretty crazy story on what he went through and is currently going through. Right now we're heading back to the hotel to charge our phones cause Kim's phone died and mine's on 5%. We showered and chilled at the hotel for about 2 hours, then hit up this extremely popular kebab spot. Yo, the first day when we landed, our Uber driver told us to eat there. So we stood in this long ass line for about 30 minutes, then the worker came out and said they ran out of meat. So we made our way back the second night, and let me tell you, we stood in this long ass line for 2.5 hours. No bull. There were a couple homeless dudes asking people for money. Yo, Kim locked eyes with him and he came over to us. Dude wouldn't leave. We were like, yo, we don't have cash. And the dude's like, they only accept cash. How you gonna get food? I'm like, alright dude, read the room. I ain't giving you no bread now, eat it. As we got closer to ordering food, like the last 45 minutes in line, yo, it started raining. I don't know why God didn't want us to eat here, but we thugged it out. Cost about $15 for two, and that joint was super thick. Mad filling, and it was a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing it needed in it was pickles. Pause. After this I ain't film it, but we went out to grab a couple drinks before calling it a night. The next day we googled the breakfast spot, but when we got there it was cash only, and we spent our only cash on the kebabs. So we ate at this French restaurant across the street. It was a mom and daughter who owned it, and the mom was mad sweet. She don't speak no English, and we don't speak no German or French, but we communicated really easy. And I just want to give them a little publicity. But yo, you saw them bees, right? I'm telling you, wherever there's food, there's bees close by. Bro, it was like that in each of the next 4 countries we went to. Right now we're heading over to the TV tower where we can get a view of the city. There's machines right outside the entrance where you can buy a ticket. It's about $26 a person. It gives you a time slot for when you can enter so it doesn't get too packed up there. But when we got up there it was basically shoulder to shoulder. They have a bar up there and it's a cool concept, but honestly it wasn't worth the money. You can walk the whole thing in about 5 minutes and you're done. To be real, I probably would have rather have gone to the mall and just walked around. There's also mad museums here, so if you're into that, you can do that instead. So the TV tower is located in Alexanderplatz. Our hotel happened to be like a 3-minute walk from here, and there's several restaurants and stores here. I definitely recommend getting a hotel or Airbnb in this area. This is the famous world clock, and they actually have my native country of Cape Verde on it. Major props to Berlin for that. I got nothing but love for the city. After this we made our way over to the cathedral. Right behind the cathedral they have a long walkway by the river with restaurant after restaurant. It's really a beautiful area and something you'll want to check out when you come. Like I said earlier, it was brutally hot. I mean, we came in the middle of August and it's like 100 degrees out. This was the perfect place to come as it's by the river, so we sat at a bench in the shade and got a little breeze. There were a couple kids, like 3 years old, running around naked in the fountain. The little kids was fed up with the heat. They were living their best life and I felt them. After relaxing for a little, we made our way over to the Jewish Museum. It was free to enter and Kim really wanted to visit the memory void. The fallen leaves, or the metal faces, represented the victims of the Holocaust. So I was really looking forward to coming here. This building is owned by North Korea and it used to be their embassy in Berlin. In 2007, they leased the building to a company that converted it to a hostel. The hostel had to pay North Korea $40,000 a month to rent the building. In 2020, Germany officially closed the hostel because it assumed it was funding North Korea's nuclear weapons. Whatever issue the world has with North Korea, I just hope that they fix it as soon as possible. Every country has a dark side, so to single them out as if they're 100% evil is wrong. As soon as the United States can make peace with them, I'll be sure to visit Pyongyang. Just down the street from the former North Korean embassy is Checkpoint Charlie. It was a popular Berlin Wall crossing point between East Berlin and West Berlin. In 1961, there was a standoff at Checkpoint Charlie with tanks from the Soviet Union on one side and tanks from the United States on the other side, staring each other down for hours. What could have been the start of World War III was luckily avoided when both sides backed down. With tonight being our final night in Berlin, we wanted to have a delicious and filling dinner. Berlin has a huge Middle Eastern presence, so we looked up some restaurants and decided on a Syrian restaurant. Make sure y'all bring cash with you because I noticed a lot of places here don't accept card. I had to take money out at the ATM to eat at the restaurant, and I got charged $20 for using the ATM. Yo, my heart broke when I saw that fee. This is the restaurant we ate at, and the menu had so many good selections. I got this chicken that melted off the bone with some rice that had a little kick to it. The sauce was everything. I never tasted something like that before. Kim got hummus and Aleppo kebabs. Yo, the food was 10 out of 10. With drinks, we spent about $70. At night, we ended up going to Monkey Bar. It's a rooftop bar that gets its name from the view of the monkeys at the zoo next door. I tried to get a video of it for y'all, but it was really dark. It gave me vibes of the bars that Ryan Gosling would go to in that movie, Crazy Stupid Love. It was an okay spot. The place isn't that big. I got a Henny and Coke, and it was about $16. I just want to show y'all the hotel that we got. We stayed at the Premier Inn, and it was solid. This was by far the cheapest hotel that we found that was presentable. It cost about $70 a night compared to all the other ones that were at least $150 a night. This is the end of the video, and I want to say thank you for sticking around for this long. Before coming here, I barely knew much about Berlin, and I was scared that we'd run out of things to do. If I had to compare Berlin to a US city, I'd probably say Chicago, with just how massive it is and how many different things you can do and see. Really can't get bored here. If you want to check out all the places that we went to, you're gonna need like 3 to 4 full days here because we were bouncing around non-stop all day. If you can please subscribe to the channel, I have 4 more countries I want to show you.